Hey, Midnight Bacon here, just a quick video. Thought I would decide to ask Android Chloe for some advice. Just want to go through and read some of this through you. So I ask her, is 68% efficiency good for loot? 68% efficiency is, 68% efficiency for loot is quite good. Efficiency rating for looted items typically range from 50% to 100%, with higher percentages indicating better performance. At 68%, your item is performing above average and should serve you well in most situations. If you're referring to a weapon, this means yes, referring to a weapon. Okay. So then I asked her, is 70% efficiency needed for Loot 2.0? No, 70% efficiency is not specifically required for Loot 2.0. The Loot 2.0 system focuses more in tiering and enhances rather than the base efficiency percentages. So Chloe is saying that enhances is needed. In 2.0, items gain tier functions when used. Tiers open slots for enhancers that boost stats. Limited items automatically gain full tiers. Unlimited items require specific resources to tier up. Your 68% efficiency is perfectly fine for participating in the Loot 2.0 system. Efficiency affects resources, consumption, performance, but doesn't prevent you from accessing tiering mechanics. You can still collect enhancers and improve your gear regardless of its base efficiency. Which enhancers would improve efficiency? Okay, so Android Chloe says for improving efficiency specifically, you'll want to look for economy enhancers. These directly affect how efficiency your items use resources. Depending on what type of item you have, you should look for weapons. Weapon economy enhance levels from 1 to 10. These directly improve your weapon's efficiency rating. Medical tools, armor, blah blah blah. The higher the enhance level 1 to 10, greater the efficiency boost. These enhancers require tier slots in your equipment, which you unlock as you use them. So over here, this is currently tier 1 unlocked. It's currently at 1.59, so slowly getting to 2 here. What type of item are you trying to move? Okay, so is 65% efficiency good for loot? And C responds, yes, 65 efficiency is good for loot in Entropia Universe efficiency rating. Okay, repeating the same thing, 50 to 100, with most common items falling between 60 to 80%. At 65, your item is performing solid mid-range level. So essentially, if I throw an amp on this, I'm going to get about 65, so it's around that 64-65%. So at 64-65% efficiency, basically it's a mid-range gun. This means your equipment will use resources at a reasonable rate compared to its performance. While it's not top tier, which would be 80%, so top tier. So I think she's basically saying here that with Loot 2.0, for true optimal efficiency is achieved at 80% plus. So if you're looking to improve it, you could consider economy enhancers through the Loot 2.0 system, but there's no urgent need to replace at 65%. So I can make up the gap with economy enhancers according to Android Chloe. Is 56% good for loot? 56% efficiency is on the lower end of the spectrum. While not terrible, it's below what most players would consider good. Efficiency rating typically range from 50 to 100. Most usable items falling in that 60 to 80. At 56, your items will use more resources per action than higher efficiency items have. So at 56, it's anything around that 50 to 56% efficiency is considered low end on loot 2.0. So at 56 efficiency, it's basically the bottom end. It's basically trash, basically. So at 45% efficiency, good for loot. At 45 is quite low for Entropia Universes. This is below what's considered acceptable for regular use. Typically a range from 50 to 100, so it's outside of that. At 40, your items, so it's pretty much saying the thing, much higher operational costs, considerably less economical than the alternatives. And Android Chloe goes on to say, I would not recommend using 45% efficiency item for regular gameplay unless you have no other option. So basically anything under 50, do not use. 50, it's at the low end. 60 is mid, and at 80 is top tier, and I would say then 70 is just good. 80, so I asked her, is 80% efficiency good for loot? 80% is excellent for loot. You have got a very high quality item there. And Entropia Universe rating, so once again that 50 to 100, yes. So, okay, at 80% efficiency, your item is using resources very efficiently, providing excellent value for ped spent, performing at the higher end of the spectrum, likely to have lower operational cost over time. Level of efficiency is what many players aim for. So if we look at the initial high cost to purchase, so something that's got 80% efficiency is going to be initially expensive to buy, but long term it's going to be cheaper to run. So for context, anything above 75 is considered very good. So the goal, it's basically saying you want to hit 75% efficiency to be at the top end. Anything below that's considered mid, and anything under that again is considered to be low, and anything under that 50 is just garbage. Just don't even think about using it unless you've got a specific reason for it, like PvP. So, is overamping a gun bad for loot? Overamping doesn't directly affect your loot quality or quantity. However, it does impact your hunting efficiency in other ways. When you overamp a weapon using an amp with higher TT values than the weapon requires, it increases your damage, consumes more energy cells per shot, and it raises your operational cost. This means you'll kill creatures faster but at a higher resource cost. The loot drop mechanics themselves aren't changed by overamping. Creatures still drop the same potential items regardless of how you kill them. What overamping affects is your overall hunting economy. The increased resource consumption might offset any time savings from faster kills depending on the specific weapon and amp combination. So then I asked about the SI Scorpion, how that's going to affect it. Doesn't have any database, so I had to give Chloe the specs, and then once I gave her the specs, so I just had to input the damage interval. So I put that in here somewhere. So yeah, damage interval is 2 to 4 with an Megatron A101 work. Based on the damage intervals of your SI Scorpion, and a Megatron A101 amplifier should work with your weapon. Is a lower tiered amplifier in the Megatron A series and is generally compatible with weapons in that damage interval range. It won't over amp your weapon significantly, so it means you'll get a reasonable balance between damage output and energy cell consumption. So it's saying that it will over amp it, but not to a significant level. If you're looking to, no, I don't want to refine that into basic parts. Is there, okay, so what about the AR matrix L amplifier 4B? The 4B should work well with your weapon, same sort of thing. It's not going to over amplify it. Now it's saying here, since it's a limited amplifier, it will also automatically participate in the Loot 2.0 system automatically. Now, when I chuck a 4B on it, let's see. Let's take a look. So, if I chuck the 4B, what's that going to give? SI Scorpion. So I've got this warning, your weapon cannot utilize the maximum effect. So 69.5. So let's add the scope and just that we got 70.7%. So is that what he means by Loot 2.0? So now it's a Loot 2.0 gun by automatic default. Is that what he's now saying without too much of an issue in terms of over amping? So then I've asked about the justifier. Now she said some weird stuff about the best amp for it. She was suggesting a 40B, but I would have thought a 20B would be the best for it. It's like she's got the numbers backwards, so it's a bit weird. So yeah, in here she's suggesting an LR40 or LR50 series amplifier would be ideal. Now I would think a 20B would be the maximum. And when I asked her about a 20B, she said that it would be too low for your A3 justifier adjusted with that damage interval. The 20 in the amplifier names indicates is designed for a weapon with damage intervals of around 20, which is at the very bottom of your weapon's range. Using this amplifier would result in under-amping your weapon, which means low damage output of your weapon, potential slower kills, less effective hunting overall. So she's insisting that a 30 to 40 would be ideal. Now she's even suggested that I could pick one up from the trade terminal. No, you can't pick one up from the trade terminal. What efficiency would you, okay, so it didn't really tell me too much for that. It didn't tell me too much for that either. So anyway, I just thought I would share this with you guys. I just thought it was interesting what she was saying about efficiency of weapons and what's considered to be Loot 2.0. If you found this video helpful, please share a like, share and subscribe and leave a comment.